Hi there, welcome back. How are you today? So in this beautiful video, I wanted to share this incredible moment that I had today with the lovely lady that I work with. She has dementia and she's in her 90s, and she's just the most incredible being that I've ever met. She's like the ultimate joy. No matter what's going on, she's always happy. She's always at peace. Even when she doesn't understand what's happening or what's going on. I've been with so many other people that have dementia, and they look so confused and frustrated and annoyed because they don't know what's going on. They don't know what's happening. It's never been the case with this beautiful lady. She just never deviates from the joy that she is. Never. No matter what's going on around her, she makes that choice every day that I'm going to be this incredible joy that I am. And today I was shown, because I've been dancing around it for a few days now, that I am energy, and that everything is energy. And that we attract the energy that we are being in every moment. And most of it has been around the concept of money, like that money is energy and that I am energy. And looking at, that money is serving me in my beautiful human experience. It is the latest thing that's been coming up a lot is that money is a mirror. For those of us who don't have that awareness yet, money is a mirror. It is reflecting back to you who you are being in every moment. So I want to stay with this beautiful story of this lady of like attracts like. So she is this incredible joy when I go to see her every single time. She never wavers from the beautiful joy that she is. And when she sees me, even though she doesn't know who I am, she always welcomes me in like I'm family. She never looks at me like I'm a stranger. She always looks at me like I'm welcome and I am family. I am, I'm meant to be there. She always looks at me and speaks to me in that way, even though she doesn't know who I am. Sometimes she'll ask me my name, who are you? But it's, she does the same with her actual family. Sometimes she doesn't recognize them as well, But I think she assumes that because we are in her house, that we are family. We're meant to be there. She just has that assumption that she just trusts the universe so fully. She feels safe. You feel that when you're around her, that the universe has our back and that we are safe and that nothing can harm us. I always get that feeling when I'm around her. I feel so at peace being with her. And so today we go out on our walk. And for me, every person that she speaks to, she blesses with this beautiful joy that she is. And not everybody gets that. Like I see it with how they interact with her. Some people do. Some people are happy to talk to her and happy to say hello to her and have that short interaction with her. And other people, it feels like it's a burden, like it's a chore, I have to talk to this person again, And so as we're on our walk today, the first thing, we're walking up this, she's got this huge hill, very steep hill to get out of her street and into another street that's part of her routine walk that she does all the time. I'm guessing she's been doing this for years because even with her dementia, she knows exactly where to go and how to get back home, So the first thing was this baby, and it was beaming. It just wouldn't stop smiling and waving at her little hand, because she saw the baby and started smiling and waving, and instantly it reacted to her. And it was smiling and waving and and I could see her light, how this baby was attracted to her light, that it could see her light, it could feel her beautiful joy, And that was just the beginning of this walk today. That was just so beautiful. So we're walking along with this lovely lady this morning, and we look over to the park, and I see this little girl with her dad playing on the equipment. She was on the equipment. And she locked eyes. This little girl locked eyes with this lady. And her face lit up. Her little face lit up. And I looked over to this beautiful lady, and her face lit up, just smiling and saying hello to her. And the little girl jumped off the equipment and came running towards this lady like it was her grandmother. And it wasn't. It wasn't. The father was really thrown, you know, with this little girl's reaction. To me, it made sense. You know, it felt like they had known each other for lifetimes, you know. That's how the energy felt to me. It was like she was looking at what would have been her grandmother in this lifetime, and how happy she would be to see her grandmother and run towards her grandmother and, you know, and talk to her and share stories. That was the energy I was feeling from these two today, you know, as we're walking. But what the sense that I got was that it was sunshine, because that's how I always see this beautiful lady, like sunshine, you know, when I see her, her joy, her energy. She's so warm and loving, just like sunshine. And the little girl was sunshine. I knew straight away when she smiled, you know, this little girl, and that just their energies just attracted each other. And then the dad couldn't for the life of him get her to walk back the way they were supposed to walk to go back home. So in the end, he gave up, and he was like, okay, you know what? We'll just keep walking with this lovely lady, and we can go home. It was just the long way to go back to their house. And it was funny because it was on the way to where we had to go back to her house, you know, to this lovely lady's house. And the whole trip was about them having conversations with each other, you know, and this lovely lady was saying how beautiful her dress was, and she's like, and the little girl was beaming, you know, and then later how beautiful her shoes were, and all these wonderful conversations. But each interaction was like more joy, more energy, you know. This little girl kept running towards wherever the end of the street was, or wherever the next house was, where there was a driveway, and then she'd stop. And then she'd run to the next driveway because her dad I could hear the dad yelling, driveway, you know, and she'd know to stop, you know, because sometimes, of course, cars come out of driveways, so you have to stop to look. So she was doing that the whole time. She kept running to the next driveway and then stop. It was like she had been energized by this beautiful lady's energy, you know. And I really enjoyed our walk today, watching this. I knew for me it was spirit just saying, this is what it is to manifest. When you are in the energy, you attract that energy back to you. You just attract it because you are just being it. Now, what's been coming up a lot lately around money, you know? I sat with myself. One day I sat and I made a list of all the beliefs that I had around money, all the thoughts, anything I've ever said about it, everything from the past of how I've thought about money, I've felt about money, all the beliefs I had around it. Now, when I looked at the list, I realized that none of it was mine. I wasn't born thinking these things about money or having this energy around money. I wasn't born with it. It was all of these things were things that I learned, things that were passed on, either through my parents or through the church or through school even. You know, I looked at that list, and on that list were things like money is evil, money is the root of all evil, only bad people have money. Those were predominantly the things that I learned as a child around money. Money is dirty, money is not good, there was this heavy energy around it. And for me, the energy was so heavy that it felt like the word God. For such a long time for me, because of all the teachings through the Catholic Church, the word God had such a heavy energy around it that I could not use that word. I couldn't use it. I couldn't say the word. My energy would just instantly contract, just thinking about the word God. And I realized as I did so much releasing around that word that none of that was mine. It was all learned so that I could have the experience that I came to have, this beautiful experience of separation that I've had with God in this lifetime. And so that was that experience. But then I realized as I was releasing and getting lighter and lighter and lighter around God, around that beautiful word, around spirit, that money had that same energy, that same heavy energy. You know, I don't like calling it negative or positive or any of that. I like feeling into when we are okay with something, there's a light energy, there's a playful energy around it. And when we have all these limiting beliefs, all these trapped emotions around something, it's a heavy energy, it's a dense energy, you know? And so I was feeling into that I was having the same issue with money, with that word. I couldn't use the word. I tried using any other word, always dancing around. I don't want to use that word because it's so heavy. It feels so dirty to me, that word, of how it's been used my whole life up until now. But what happened when I looked at my list of all the thoughts that I'd had about money up until now, I thought, wow, why would I have money in my life when these are the predominant thoughts, that money is evil, only bad people have money, money is dirty? When I really looked at how I felt about money and the thoughts I had around it, it made sense that I was repelling it. Why would money want to come and sit with me when I have this energy that it's bad, that it's evil? Spiritual people don't have money. How does that make you feel? If you're a spiritual healer and you're listening to this and you sit with that, spiritual people can't have money. They're not supposed to have money. It's not spiritual to have money. How does that make you feel inside? Does it make you feel expansive? Does it make you feel like the expansive, infinite, limitless being that you are? Or does it feel contractive? Now, what I started doing was, I realized, and I've been talking about this for a while, that I'm in a relationship with money, just like I'm in a relationship with my parents, with my partner, with my children. We are in a relationship with money. Now, I've been talking about this for a while. What I didn't do, as I was thinking that I'm in a relationship with money, was give it a face, give it a, human, give it an avatar that I can now interact with it, because money is a very abstract subject. It's just numbers in your bank account. How do you interact with it? Do you know what I mean? Like, how do you have a conversation with it? And for me, when I think of it, when I call in my spirit guides, they all come in some kind of human form that I can connect with, I can interact with. I didn't have that with money. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to create an avatar for it. And I'm going to choose me. I'm going to choose the relationship that I want to have with this beautiful money. Not what I've been told it is, not what I've been taught it is, not what I have energetically been passed on that it is. Because energetically, what I have received is that we're not worthy of money. We're not worthy of abundance. My whole childhood, and even in church, this is what is passed on, that we are not worthy of having money. That is the underlying energy. We're not worthy of God's love. We're not worthy of money. They're the two big things that I took away from church. Not worthy of God's love, not worthy of having money. Because if I have money, I'm a bad person. Because money is evil. Only bad people have money. So this is what we were taught. But once I looked at my list and I realized, well, no wonder I don't have money. Why would money want to come and hang with me when I have all these thoughts about it? I have all this energy around it. Because if I have a lot of money, what? If I stick with those old beliefs, that means I'm a bad person. If I have a lot of money, I'm not spiritual. I can't be spiritual and have a lot of money, have an abundance of money. The two don't go together. That is the belief that, by the way, has been passed on for generations now. It's been generations that we've been going through this. And so I decided, you know what? I want to choose for myself. If I got to choose, how do I want my relationship to look like with money? What would I choose? And you know what came out? I would choose, like I said, I've given it a face and I can close my eyes and I can see money. And the more I looked at money, the more and the more it looked like me in a green dress at the age of 10. My beautiful avatar had brown eyes, brown hair, this beautiful green dress. And gold trims. I could see gold in my hair, gold in my dress. So beautiful. And I could invite this beautiful avatar to come and sit with me. I could say to money, come, sit with me. Let's be friends. Because money wants to support you. Money is supporting you. It is supporting your experience. In every moment, it is serving you. And if you choose to keep believing that money is the root of all evil, if you choose to keep believing that it's dirty, that only bad people have money, it will keep serving that experience. If you choose to believe that you are not worthy of money, money will keep serving that experience. Just like your parents will keep serving you in that role, just like your partners will keep serving you in that role, if that is what you have decided. Have you decided you're not worthy of their love? They will keep playing that role for you. They love you that much. And so does money. Money is just energy, my beautiful beings. Nothing more, nothing less. And we're going to talk more about this in the next one because so much has been coming up around this. We love you guys. Remember to click like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the messages. It's all spirit, my beautiful beings. All of it. All of it. Without exception. There is nothing that exists that is not spirit. Therefore, money is spirit as well. All of it is spirit. And when you see that, when you get that, everything will shift for you. Everything. All right, my beautiful beings. Bye for now.